Okay, so this is where things start to get intense in the engine build. You know, you really got to start paying attention and doing things, you know, right. You take your time. So the block's had its initial cleaning, and now we're going to hone it. So the purpose of honing the cylinder is a few different reasons why we do it, right? The first, obviously, is to knock out any scratches and irregularities in the surface of the cylinder wall. The second is to create what's called a crosshatch. The crosshatch is a series of lines that are going to be like this, approximately 45 degrees from the top of the bore to the bottom of the bore. And the reason you do that is because there's going to be a microscopic film of oil that's going to fill in the gaps between those lines, those crosshatch lines. And that lubricates and seals the ring to the cylinder wall. So the crosshatch is very important, and how you create it is through honing it. So Steve put the stones on this. Now honing, wait, easy. There's a couple of different devices you can use to hone. One is called a dingleberry hone, and it has, it looks like a toilet bowl brush with a bunch of, you know, abrasive balls on it. And those are used primarily when you're doing like a race engine that has an already prepared cylinder wall, and you're just going to scuff the cylinder wall. You're just going to freshen the crosshatch during a re-ring, or, you know, when you're building, when you're restoring an engine like this, you want to use what this is actually also known as a glaze breaker. And what this will do is every one of these engines has a little bit of a ridge right up here, and the rigid stones here will help cut that ridge. So the type of abrasive is also important. Now for this engine, which is using stock cast rings, a relatively rough bore is necessary. The rings are going to mate to the cylinder wall, so it likes that rough bore. It'll take some material off the rings, it'll take some material off the cylinder walls, and they'll mate together beautifully. But if you're building an engine, let's say a high performance engine, and you're using like a molly ring, then you have to be very particular of the grit that you're using on your cutting stones, because those rings require a very fine crosshatch. But, you know, for the scope of what we're doing here, we're not even going to go into that. These hones, you can pick these up for about $20–25 in any auto parts store. The replacement stones here. Every time you hone an engine, throw a fresh set of stones on it. How much were these? $10. $10 for a set of stones. So we got that set up on the drill, and now we need a cutting fluid. I use gasoline. I know, I use gas for everything. Why? Because it's everywhere. It's easy to get your hands on. Some people use brake fluid, some people use automatic transmission fluid, some people use WD-40. You can use just about anything to keep the cylinders lubricated while you're cutting, while you're honing. Gas, like I said, it works fantastic, it's abundant, it's everywhere, it's cheap, and so, and also there's less cleanup. When you're done doing all of this, you have to really clean the block, because all of that material is going to end up down in the crankcase, and it's easier to clean it when it's gasoline than any other fluid. So at any rate, take that. So here's what you do. Set your stones in there. Okay. Now give that a good squirt of gas. Now here's what you do with this. You have to maintain a very mechanical motion with this. So get the drill going a little, you know, a little faster, right, a little faster, right there. Okay, now in and out. Come so the stones are coming above, right? And, yep. Okay, you gotta go faster, in and out. You gotta maintain a mechanical speed. There you go, easy. When you see it start to dry up, give them another squirt. In and out a little bit faster. There you go. Come all the way up. No, well, not that far, but you're doing good. Okay, now as you're honing, go ahead, keep going. You're going to see this little ridge disappear. Got to maintain. Sorry. That's all right. That's okay. Listen, Steve, very important. You got to keep it dead straight, okay? And you have to maintain just about that speed. Okay. Okay. Good. Yeah, try not to bottom it out because that's how you break the stone. All right, let's give this a look then. Do we have a paper towel?
Yeah, let me grab it somewhere.
Okay. So let's give this a look. All right, that's almost there. You got a decent crosshatch going. I'd like to see a little more crosshatch, and you see this is disappearing because it's cutting this ridge right here. Now, here's a word of caution with this, okay? Don't get carried away. A little bit of ridge up here is not going to hurt the engine. It's fine. If you go too far, what you're going to end up is you're going to end up with bore taper, which means that the cylinder is going to be bigger at the top or bigger at the bottom. It'll become cone shaped. And what will happen is at low RPM the motor will run fine, but the faster you spin the thing, the rings can't keep up with the taper on the cylinder wall. So they'll lose their seal and the compression, you know, it goes out the window, it runs right into the crankcase. So you'll see a lot of like home-built engines like this that are like, you know, you think everything's all good, they over-honed it, and it'll make more horsepower at 3,000 RPM than it will at 5,000 RPM. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. Give it some more, maintain an even stroke and make sure that it's centered. Keep it centered. There you go, you're getting the hang of it. Yeah, when you see it dry up, that's when you hit it. Good. Yeah, a little more. You spin in the drill a little faster, but it's alright. There you go. That's it, perfect. Do about 10 strokes just like that, and then pull it out. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Yeah. Beautiful. See, that's about a perfect crosshatch right there. This cylinder looks good. So give that a squirt out with gas, right? Clean it up really good. Okay. And we can call that one done. Move on to the next. So like I said, we have a little bit of a ridge up here. The witness marks from the compression, but it's okay. And that's a really beautiful looking cylinder wheel. You did a great job with the crosshatch. So, number 2.
Next one.
Yeah, it takes a little getting used to it.
Yeah, it does.
More? Yeah, give it a little more. got to bias to the bottom. There you go. All the way out. Really, you're cutting that metal, so you want to cut it evenly from top to bottom. Sorry. Good foot. Oh, let's see what we got. Looks good. Looks good. You got a little bit more defined crosshatch on this one than this one, but it's there. Okay. So these guys are going to do the rest of these holes, and after they're done with this, the block will get cleaned thoroughly. All of all of this material that's running down into the crankcase will get cleaned out, and then we can actually go ahead and start assembling it. And I guess next episode, that's what we'll be doing. We'll be throwing the crank, the pistons, and rods in it. So you guys keep going, and I'll see you tomorrow.